Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's first video, JMA Friday for today's first video. So as also on Friday, I've got your month head look head, and I shall get on that for you very shortly. It's going to take us pretty much to Christmas. Can you believe it, with Japanese and CFS V2 models? Unbelievable. Right, so coming up later on, got an epic day, absolute epic day of content coming up for you today. JMA Friday, first video, which you're watching right now. A 10 to 14 day update, the ECMWF 6 weeks look ahead, the 11th Christmas update, and we're going to be live streaming after 10 o'clock tonight with the GFS 18Z, aka the pub run. It's going to be great. So, yeah, just content for you today. And I just hope that you're going to enjoy everything that we've got lined up for you through the afternoon and into the evening. We're going to keep you entertained. Right, okay, so JMA kicks it all off then, JMA Friday. So we're going to look at the Japanese and CFS V2 models for the next 4 weeks. These are the 500 millibar high company flow charts for the next week. This is like week 1, and we're going to look at weeks 2, 3, 4, and so on. Right, so I'm sorry everybody, I'm trying to rattle through this very quick, so I'm running really late. I've got so much to do today. So this is week 1, 500 millibar high company. Yellow, orange, and red extrapolate to high pressure, blue to low pressure. In the coming week, we've got high pressure reaching through the country and going up to Northern Europe as well. Low pressure is up towards Greenland. Jet stream is pushing north as well. Going to be a lot of dry weather in the week ahead, taking us from the 27th of November to the 4th of December. Going to be a lot of dry weather, but it will be a bit on the cold side. Week 2 is going to be the 4th to the 11th of December with low pressure again across the west of Europe through the UK, ridge in the middle of the Atlantic. Jet stream doing something like that on the cold side of the jet. And with that trough of low pressure, we're looking unsettled. Dare I say it, there could even be wintry potential in with that. Week 3 and 4 is going to take us from the 11th of December to Christmas Day. Oh my goodness, Christmas Day. So we have above average heights to the west and to the north as well. There's going to be a trough probably through here. So that could be cold. I mean, that could be quite cold actually, with a ridge of high pressure in the North Atlantic going up towards Greenland. Looks like there'd still be a dip in the jet stream. So yeah, I don't see why that shouldn't be quite cold and maybe mixed as we run up to Christmas. This is tropical mid-latitude view, so we can't see the Arctic and the North Pole. That's off the chart up here, but just have a look at that view down so we know what's going on. Week 1, 500 millibar high company. We're in the top right-hand corner chart as you're looking at it, by the way. Week 1, 500 millibar high company has this area of high pressure extending in from the Atlantic, and it's going up towards northern Europe as well. Temperature anomalies for the coming week from the 27th of November to the 4th of December forecast to be colder than average, and with high pressure in control should be a pretty dry week as well. So week 1 rainfall anomaly, precipitation anomaly is drier than average too. Looks much more unsettled for week 2, which is the 4th to the 11th of December, with low pressure over and to the south of the country, dip in the jet stream, doing something like that with the flow and with the jet as well. So still looks quite cold. We're on the cold side of the jet there, but could be unsettled too. Temperature anomalies, look at this, 40 11th of December are colder than average. They're colder than average. Wow. And also, it's not overly unsettled, but it passes a little bit more unsettled in week 2 than it is in week 1. You can see we have above average precipitation to our south and east, with the scenario with it being cold and average and the trough of low pressure over into the south of the country. I wouldn't be ruling out snow there. That could be delivering snow. Can you believe that? From the 4th to the 11th of December. Very interesting from JMA Friday today. Let's have a look at weeks 3 and 4 then. So again, we've got this area of above average heights in the middle of the North Atlantic. It's going northwards towards Greenland and extends into the Arctic as well. There could be a trough. There might be a trough through here. Temperature anomalies are recovering a little bit in this week from the 11th of December to Christmas Day. They're not as cold as they are in weeks 1 and 2, so they're closer to average. It's not a particularly cold 2-week period, and it's still relatively dry as well. That all looks a little bit sketchy though, doesn't it? I think like weeks 3 and 4 looks a little bit sketchy. Let me know what you think in the comments. To me, I reckon that could still be quite cold, you know, as we go into the middle and second half of December. But certainly like the first 10 days of December, looking potentially cold and wintry there with the JMA today. Let's see how that compares to Surface V2. So these are 500 millibar heights. So we're broken down into week periods. The first week period takes us from the 27th of November to the 3rd of December. High pressure is dominating the weather with Surface V2 in week head. Over to the east of the country, winds are coming in from like an easterly direction, so it's dry, but it could be a little bit on the cold side. Got agreement between the two models for week 2. This is the 4th to the 10th of December, again with a mid-Atlantic ridge extending up towards Greenland and over towards Scandinavia, a trough of low pressure to our south. That's trying to bring up mild air from the south, but of course we could also be pulling in quite cold air from the east. Maybe wintry potential there from the 4th to the 10th of December. It's the same week that the JMA also looks quite wintry. So yeah, that could be a, you know, that could be a wintry week. There may be snow involved in that as well. I wouldn't rule it out. I wouldn't rule out the chance of snow there. Then we go through to week 3, which is the 11th to the 17th of December. There it is, with a Scandinavian high to our northeast and a mid-Atlantic ridge. There's low pressure around here. I mean, with this, we are just on the edges of pulling in an easterly there. So we might be pulling in an easterly. That could be cold, maybe even very cold, around the middle of December. That high pressure just a little bit too far to the northeast, perhaps. But I mean, it won't take ever such a slight adjustment to be pulling in cold easterly winds there. And then week 4 is the 18th to the 24th, to Christmas Eve, essentially. So basically the 18th, Christmas. And again, high pressure is over Scandinavia. Low pressure is around Greenland and Iceland. We've got a mid-Atlantic ridge. So it looks like we're trying to bring in like a westerly flow. However, that high pressure of Scandinavia looks to be closer to us. And I reckon by this point, we could well be pulling in an easterly wind. And if we are, that easterly wind could well be cold. Maybe even very cold as we're moving up towards Christmas, with a risk of easterly winds and possibly, you wouldn't rule it out, chances of snow. This is shaping up to be potentially quite a cold December based on JMA Friday today, I think. Week 1 temperature anomaly from the CFSV2 from the 27th of November to the 3rd of December. Mild average of Scotland, colder than average for England and Wales. All areas are colder than average in week 2, 4th to the 10th of December. That's potentially quite a wintry week, I think. 4th to the 10th of December. Both the JMA and the CFS indicate a chance of some quite cold weather there. Week 3 is the 11th to the 17th of November, around or slightly above average temperatures. I'm dubious about that. And then week 4, which is the 18th, 24th of December, is also milder than average. Again, I'm very, very dubious about these temperature anomalies for the middle and second half of December with a big Scandinavian high. It doesn't really make all that much sense. Even if we're not putting in a direct easterly, but we're pulling in like a southeasterly, you would think that would still be cold, really. So I'm dubious about those temperature anomalies. Take them with a pinch of salt. Week 1, precipitation anomaly from the 27th of November to the 3rd of December is drier than average in the coming week. Week 2 is also rather drier than average. This is the 4th to the 10th of December, so cold and dry in that week. But of course, any precipitation that does fall could be snow, or wintry anyway. Week 3, the 11th, 17th of December, near normal. Probably still hints of being a bit on the drier side. And then week 4, very, very weak signals by this point. Come on, highlighter. Week 4 is the 18th of December, to Christmas Eve. And we're quite close to average, or have no signal. I'm very dubious about the signals there for weeks 3 and 4 with such a big Scandinavian high. Let's go back to that. Look at that Scandi there. I reckon that could be delivering like really cold weather to much of Northern Europe. The model does not show that at all, but you know, with such a big Scandi, I think we will be having really quite cold weather as we're running up towards Christmas across much of Northern Europe. But that's 4 weeks away, of course. I think we are shaping up for quite a cold December here, certainly the first half of it. So I would say JMA Friday today is indicating a relatively cold and possibly quite wintry December to come. Right, so that's JMA Friday done. We're going to have a 10 to 14 day update for you very shortly. We'll have the ECMWF 6 weeks look ahead around 5 to 6 o'clock this evening. Around 8 o'clock this evening, we're going to have the 11th Christmas update. And if all that wasn't enough, we're going to be live streaming the pub run after 10 o'clock. So I'll see you in an hour or so's time for our 10 to 14 day update. But for JMA Friday, that's all for now. And thanks for watching.